Okay, we started this problem in the last video, but we ran out of time, so we're going to have to finish it up now. So just to kind of recap what we've done so far, we started off with our problem, and there was no distribution to do, so that's our first step. On each side of the equal sign, everything was combined that we could do. So now it's time to combine any remaining like terms. This is where we move them across the equal sign. So we are going to move this 3x. 3 is smaller than 5. I always like to move the smaller one first if possible. So we're going to do the opposite of a positive 3x, which is a negative 3x. And we did that to both sides of the equation. So 3x minus 3x is 0. This leaves us with 8 equals 5x minus 3x would be 2x. And then we drop our plus 10. Now, we still have numbers on both sides of the equal sign that we can combine. So the opposite of this plus 10 is a minus 10. So I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. 10 and negative 10 is 0. So on the left-hand side, we have 8 minus 10 would be negative 2. And on the right-hand side, we have 2x. Now, we have combined all like terms at this point. But our variable is still not alone. So now we're ready for step 4. Get the variable alone. Right now, it's being multiplied by 2. So the opposite of that would be to divide both sides by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So on the right-hand side of our equal sign, we're just left with an x. And over here on the left, we have negative 2 divided by 2, which is negative 1. So our answer here should be x equals negative 1. Okay. Now, hopefully, as you practice more and more and more of these, you'll get better and better and better at it. Let's try another one here. Here we have 12h minus 5 equals 11h plus 5 minus h. So our rules say that we're supposed to do all distribution first. There's no distribution here. Our second rule says to combine like signs, combine like terms on each side of the equal sign. So we're combining like terms on the left, but there's nothing to do, and we combine like terms on the right. We can combine these h terms. So I'm going to rewrite my problem as 12h minus 5 equals 11h minus 1h would be 10h, and then we have our plus 5. Now we've combined on both sides. Now we're ready to finish combining or moving across the equal sign. So let's put our h's together, and remember, I like to move the smaller one if possible. So since 10 is smaller than 12, I'm going to remove it from the right by doing the opposite. This is a positive 10h here, so we're going to do the opposite by subtracting 10h from both sides. So when we do that, we're left with 12h minus 10h would be 2h's minus 5 equals 5. Now again, we're going to need to move our numbers together. So I'm going to move this to the right so that we have letters on one side, plain numbers on the other. So I'm going to do the opposite of a minus 5, which would be a positive 5. And we're going to do that to both sides of the equation. Now, once we do that, on the left-hand side, we're left with 2h equals, and on the right-hand side, 5 plus 5 would be 10. Now we're down to where we just have to isolate our variable, or get the letter alone, the variable alone. Right now, this h is being multiplied by 2. So we're going to do the opposite of that, which would be to divide both sides by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So I'm going to come over here to the side because I've run out of room. On the left-hand side, we have h equals, and on the right-hand side, we have 10 divided by 2, which is 5. So our answer here is h equals 5.